The topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Let's listen as Lorraine LaPointe, coach, therapist, educator, speaker, and founder of Head Heart Synergy, brings together another enlightened guest to inspire and motivate us to move forward, achieve our dreams and desires, so that we experience midlife awakening.
And I'm your host, Lorraine LaPointe. Today we'll enjoy another candid conversation that reveals how to bring back a sense of balance and how to find forward focus. Today, take just a few moments to join us as we explore the possibilities and the perspectives that provide us with greater inner peace, power, passion, and purpose. Because that's what I call living at the edge of fulfillment in a midlife awakening.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hello and welcome. I wonder, is your world so fast-paced right now that you find yourself like checking email maybe at midnight? Or are you driven still to work weekends? I know a lot of people are working from home, but sometimes that means that we're constantly busy, that we keep pushing ourselves beyond limit just because we're there. Good morning, Sherry. Nice to see you. I wonder, are you ever feeling like not quite good enough, or that it's not really okay to take some downtime for yourself? And if you're saying yes to any of these, it might be hinting that you could be heading towards something we call burnout. And today's guest has some really key information to discuss with us about that topic and about what we can do to turn that around. So just imagine how life might be different if you woke up in the morning feeling refreshed and eager to engage in your day, and you were doing work that's compelling and collaborative and innovative, and you really wanted to participate fully in your day because work and life was synonymous with play. You felt that life could flow with that sense of calm energy and feeling more fulfilled than you ever believed possible. Well, today we're talking about rebooting after burnout. And we have an awesome guest today. Her name is Lisa Duerre. And she wants to know, usually, how do you feel about your life right now? And think about that for just a moment. How do you feel about your life right now? Hi, for those that haven't met me yet, I'd like to say welcome again. My name is Lorraine LaPointe, and I am the host of the program, and it's my mission to help people like us clear away inner clutter and dial down the negative inner critics. You know, those voices we all had in our minds, and if you're a human being, you have them. So we can discover the missing element that will boost confidence and empower us to live with greater satisfaction and fulfillment. Instead of that sense of routine or daily drudgery, you know what I'm talking about, I want to wake up instead knowing that we're going to do something important with our day, something that lights us up and puts a smile on our face. And our guest today knows all about this. And it's important because at some point in our life, we begin to see and feel that, you know, all the hard work that we've done to collect all the stuff, you know what I'm talking about. We've got the house, the car, the career, the income, family, friends, all the toys, and it's just not the path to happiness. It never makes us feel like it's enough. There's a deeper longing, like something is missing from our life. And at the end of the show, I'm going to post a link to a quiz where you can take, and it'll tell you what's the number one element that would improve your life satisfaction score. So watch for that. And today we're going to share some insights about the missing elements, how to create the alignment between your head and your heart, and because then something exciting starts to happen. As our heart lights up, we slow down and we can begin to smile more brightly. And it looks like my computer is acting up and getting some weirdness here. Let me plug in and see if I can improve the signal for you, because we certainly wanted it to be the best show that we could possibly create. So lighting us up and getting that ability to smile brightly is why my company, Head Heart Synergy, sponsors Edge of Fulfillment on W4WN Radio and Talk for TV each week. Good morning, Erica. Lovely to see you. Good morning, Cynthia. And today we have a unique guest, and she's going to help us discover some possibilities and new perspectives and share some insights so that we can create more balanced living and deepen our relationships so we can mindfully move forward beyond the edge of fulfillment. And it's so good to see everybody. Now, whether you're here live or you've come across this later on, we invite you to participate in the show and connect with us to make this your program. Each week, we use the magic of technology to broadcast in all kinds of different places and locations and on different social media platforms. And so when you hear something in the conversation that you find interesting, or you have a question, or it makes you go, then be sure to let us know. And we want to know what inspires you. We want to know that you have the opportunity. Good morning, Sandra. So good to see you too. We want to know that you can shape this program to be most meaningful for you. And we have contests and prizes, because those are fun. As you hear information that's beneficial or interesting, just simply put it in the chat. And when we reach 100 comments, it will unlock some extra bonuses and prizes. And you can actually help make that happen right now. Just go ahead and tag any friends or family, or send them an invitation to join us as we broadcast here and on the Head Heart Synergy Facebook page, as well as the Women for Women Network, which is W4WN Radio and Talk for TV. And just keep adding those comments in, or those questions in the chat. And our awesome producer, Roxy, behind the scenes, will let us know when she thinks we're approaching 100 comments. In fact, you can really boost that and help make Roxy's day simply by adding "Thanks, Roxy" right now into the chat, because she works really hard behind the scenes. We don't really see all that she does, but she works hard behind the scenes to create a really smooth show for us. And she's the one that keeps popping up your comments and your questions. And if you have a question, please use the hashtag and the word question, and we'll get to answering those questions and shaping the program into something that's most interesting for you. And that's why it's good to have you here on the Edge of Fulfillment on W4WN and Talk for TV every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, because we're building a fun and interactive and engaging community. And you can also connect with us offline in our Facebook group called Mindfully Moving Forward. Thanks, Erica. And so if you haven't joined us there yet, go ahead and join us there. Don't miss it. Okay, it was called Mindfully Moving Forward, and it's a Facebook group just for you. So let me tell you a little about our contest that happens each week. We have a contest where there are 5 special words sprinkled throughout the show, and I'll let you know when you hear them. And you simply keep track of the words. And at the end of the show, thanks, Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen. At the end of the show, just add the 5 words when I ask you to into the comments, and that's your ballot. It makes you eligible to win the prize that week. And this week, we have an Amazon gift card sponsored by our guest, Lisa Duerre. So just be listening for those words. And I wanted to bring our guest to the show this week because she really inspires others to accomplish their goals and their dreams in a way that makes life really matter. And there's our first secret word. So go ahead, jot that down. It's the word matter. So jot down the word matter and keep that off to the side. And at the end of the show, I'll ask you to add that one to 4 others in the chat. And so before we can welcome our guest, we need to take a little break. So stay with us as you're listening to The Edge of Fulfillment on W4WN Women for Women Network and Talk for TV. And we'll be right back.
Did you know video is the future on content? There are 3 good reasons why video is the future of content. Number 1, videos are often more engaging than simple pictures or music alone. Number 2, it's much easier to tell your story through video. Number 3, because we love to watch video, they go viral much faster. Hey, notice you're still watching right now. See how well it works. Next time we can play your video here instead. Ask me how. Shine online on Talk 4 TV and W4WN Radio.
Well, welcome back. Let's recap for those who might be just popping in and joining us now. We're running a contest. Hi, Jessica. Good to see you here. We're running a contest to win an Amazon gift card sponsored by Lisa Duerre, who is our guest today. And we've heard one of the 5 special words that you'll need to put into the comments at the end of the show. And the first word, just a reminder, was the word matter, because you matter. And now you can listen for the other 4 words as we continue with The Edge of Fulfillment on the Women for Women Network. And so I'm eager and I really want to bring in Lisa. So we want to welcome today an amazing guest. Lisa spent 25 years working in Silicon Valley as an executive in the good old boys club. So let's bring her on screen and I can continue her introduction. Hello, Lisa. It's so good to have you here.
I was muted. Live TV, right?
I was going to say,
I'm so excited. Did you feel my energy even without the audio?
I knew you were there. I could feel you.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to be here. I'm so happy to be here. I love seeing your guests popping in already. I think we're going to have a wonderful chat today.
We are. And can I finish the introduction? Because I know that you worked in the good old boys club in Silicon Valley. And I know that you know full well how fast-paced and productivity-driven that tech world becomes. And that's really the hallmark for burnout. And I know a little bit about you. I know that you decided at one point that you wanted to balance your life and stay focused on tech and in tech while striking out on your own. And now you ignite other leaders to get real results. And you're so widely respected for the work you do, creating high performance teams and in building them in those non-toxic environments and cultures. So we want to hear more about that today. And your company is RLD, the group, and you're based out of Portland, Oregon. And I believe that your mission is to show tech leaders that they don't have to sacrifice personal lives in order to achieve business success. I'm on point.
Mic drop. You got it all. Yeah. Boom.
Yeah. And I'll add a little more because Lisa's not afraid to dig in and ask deep questions and life-affirming questions as people focus on their plans and they say yes to the life that they want. And I know that you want people to be present for moments that matter and connected with what they want to accomplish in life. And actually, I can throw out the second word because our second word is the word affirm. Because Lisa affirms people. And so jot that one down. Our second word is affirm. And so, Lisa, I've just told them all about your business part of you. But what I'd really love our listeners to do is to get to know more about your story. Because life hasn't always been a bed of roses, has it?
No. I mean, we're human. Let's just say this. Bed of roses have thorns. They smell beautiful, and you can get pricked sometimes too, right?
Yeah, thanks, Cynthia. We see you too, and we're so happy you're here. Yeah, I actually, that's true. It's those thorns sometimes that obviously cause us the most pain. And I at the beginning of the show, I like to pull an energy card and to focus our conversation a little. Are you interested in hearing about that today?
Well, and if anyone knows me, I'm all about any sort of grounding experience you can have to be present. So an energy card right now, perfect. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's just get right into it.
Yeah, I'm just going to shuffle. These are the Oracle energy cards. So I'm just going to shuffle until you tell me to stop, and then I'll grab one.
Okay. Let me just get present myself here. This is beautiful. Way to model it, Lorraine. We're doing it. Okay.
Okay. And the card is, this is a good one for exposed and revealed. And I'll hold it up, although I know that you'll see right through it because there's a lot of green on it. So exposed and revealed. So it's the seeing eye. So let's find out what that's all about. Oh, when you experience shame, you feel fundamentally flawed. Many social interactions, especially online these days, are steeped in distorted, unhealthy ways of expressing pain. And one of the ways they do that is by shaming. Shame is a heart-wrenching cry for help. And if someone is shaming you, perhaps you have triggered them. How miserable they must be to expend their energy on such toxicity. You cannot love someone out of shame. You can only show compassion for them and yourself. You can set healthy boundaries and refuse to fan the flames. Shame can be seen as an opportunity for growth, evolution, healing, and freedom. And so allow yourself to be laid open. You gain a beautiful new perspective. When you heal the shame, you have infinite power that sets you free. Wow.
I hope people realize we did not set that up that way, because this is exactly what causes toxicity and burnout. There's so much here. There's so much to unpack. And I just want to make, I don't know who I can, what I can vouch on, but I love it when you just get present, because the messages, the signs, it's there. It's just beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. And this past week, I've been doing like the word betrayal has come up for me a lot. In the last couple of weeks, actually. It's that, we all know what betrayal is. I don't need to define it. And quite often at the core of betrayal is a sense of shame. Shame that we have allowed ourselves to be betrayed. Shame that we, that someone that we were close to, that we trusted, has, done something to smash, dissolve that trust that we had. And so, yeah, I'm almost like I'm choked up a little bit about it.
Yeah, I got choked up too. I'm sure everyone heard that got choked up, because we all have.
Yeah.
If you're human, you've experienced shame at some point in your life. I think it's just part of our curriculum.
Well, and it's part of burnout, isn't it? Like we're
my gosh.
We're talking about rebooting after burnout. Mm-hmm. And I think and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Yeah. I think a big part of burnout is because we are ashamed of how we feel before we're burned out. And so we cover it up by doing more. And, we don't give ourselves a break. So the shame drives us. Okay. Does that resonate?
Oh my God. I don't even think I need to talk, Lorraine. And I mean this from my soul level. You get it, right? You get it. And I think I'm choked up too, because I just had the awareness that showed. I'll just go there. Okay. Is it okay? We're just going to go. The
Please.
awareness that showed up for me in that card. There's magic in there that I will not forget now. And I know a lot about burnout because I've been there myself. My story is, I guess, honestly, it is about shame, right? And it is about trusting and giving your power away. And so I'm on a mission now to make sure that that experience has meaning for me, that I can do something good with what I did, so that the thorns in the roses, are actually fueling the next batch of roses, and awareness so that they're planted further apart, that you can kind of walk through them. And the thing that I can really say, and I'll let you ask me whatever question you want, because it's your show and I tend to talk, right? So
you go for it.
Okay. Here's what I want to say. Through my own experience in tech, it is an always on, never good enough, will replace you tomorrow life, right? Tech is innovation, creativity, right? And people in tech, there's a sense of pride and worth and value in the amazing mind that you bring, because you're solving complex problems and you're also pushing beyond what anyone knows is possible, right? So that's a pressure cooker. And there isn't a lot of awareness around what can happen if your code breaks, or if the tape out doesn't happen as expected, or the customer is not satisfied, or you don't make your sales number, or your marketing all of that. When it doesn't go well, which happens because hello life, the shame that happens, I'm going to beat myself up. Oh my gosh, now I'm in fear. What's going to happen? Is my job secure? Are people going to think I'm stupid? The wide range of all those villains and gremlins, it's pervasive in that type of environment, because what is valued is that next best thing. And I think one of the things that I really want leaders to hear is that if you are only valuing that or only reinforcing that, you're part of the problem, right? Because with failure, you can learn. With mistakes, you can grow. And if you're so constrained and so rigid in your processing and your leadership, you are part of that shame fuel. And my own experience, the reason that I burned out was I felt that it wasn't ever good enough, right? I felt I had to always be on and always take 2 steps ahead. And I was protecting my team. Part of my burnout was I didn't delegate enough and create the opportunity for others, because I wanted to be able to give it to them so clean and so ready that they couldn't fail, right? And so as a leader, I was part of my own problem. And then my leadership team, because I was an overachiever that got amazing results. And, listen, as women, we don't like to brag. We don't want to be too big, right? I'm just going to say, brag it up. You are amazing. I led amazing teams. We did kick-ass things, right? We were sought out across the company for what we did. And my boundary on that was, yes, please, and more. Yes, please, sure. Anytime you need it, of course, we're going to help you, because that was fueling the whole good enough, right? You know what? If I didn't say yes to everything, I'm still good enough. If my team didn't take on that extra project, we're still good enough. And the leadership team, they're not going to say no, go take a vacation, don't take that project on. They're going to be, oh, thank goodness Lisa and her team are taking it. Now we know what's going to happen. We can trust it, And so it really getting into that shame and wanting to avoid shame, wanting to avoid that feeling. And then when you start to get tired, or you go gold on Starbucks, or you sleep late one morning because you were up all night, you miss your meeting, then you feel shame, like, well, I don't have my stuff together. Well, my gosh, other people are making it all happen. What's wrong with me? I could go on and on. And so hopefully I'm making sense, because what happens for me is when I connect my head and my heart, I just get taken over by the message. So I'll pause and just see if what we're talking about, did I land that card enough for the conversation we're having, so we can really unpack that for people? Because we don't need shame. Is not generative. Shame takes away. It's life. It is not life affirming. It is life taking.
Yeah. And what I kept hearing as you were speaking is the word motherhood. When you take out the word leadership and you put in the word mother or father, parent, everything that you were saying about the pressure cooking of, wanting to raise children that are functional and that kind of is the same as an executive wanting to run a team that is functional and bright and capable and out there. And so in my mind that I kept hearing both. I kept hearing the word leadership and parenthood. And
well, as a parent, you are a leader. You're leading your family, right?
Especially women.
Yeah.
Men do their part too, but let's face it, I really think that, women are quite often the ones that do lead the family, that move things ahead and have the bigger picture. And because
talk about always on, never good enough. Let's talk about motherhood, right? Let's talk about just women. Women in tech that are moms. They got the whole. There's a whole thing here to unpack, and to really put voice to. I did a training 2 days ago for a group of women that had taken time off to care for their family, and they were re-entering the workforce. And they came to me, the sponsor of this company came to me and said, I'm really worried about these amazing women that re-entered the workforce with the pressure that they have on them, and what can you do to support them? And we talked about, and so I did a workshop for them specifically on goal setting and stress management. And I called it mental fitness because we're so sick of stress management, right? Like, hello.
Yeah.
You have to lean into your stress and navigate it. You don't manage it, right? So we did that. And what they were talking about, oh my gosh, is just the always on, never good enough feeling they have as a mom, as a woman in tech, around just being themselves. Like, what did I do? Is this even good for my family that I'm back to work? Look at all the pressure on the home front now. There's a phrase, they call it oh, darn it. There's a phrase about, maybe somebody on the call can help us with this, but it's not the unspoken, it's the invisible workload, right? It's like, what's on you when you get home? And guess what that shame is? Oh, I feel guilty. I just want to sit on the couch. Oh, now I'm a horrible mom. I don't feel like playing with my kids. Oh my gosh. When's the last time my husband and I had quality time? My partner and I, right? Whatever, my friends. So yes, it was just like mounting. And the only way I know that what I found to be true is if you can catch yourself feeling that level of shame, then you get to decide. And I think, Lorraine, you used this phrase when I was talking to you the other day, who made that rule?
Yeah.
Isn't that what you said the other day?
Yeah. Who made that rule?
Who made that rule? Who says you have to do it all? Why do you got to be everything to everybody? So I'm on a mission to help people get clear on what matters most so you can be present in those moments.
And that's asking yourself those deep, important questions. And questions is actually our third special word for today.
Yeah, we're on a roll.
We are on a roll. So questions is the third word. And I love the comments that came up just now. Thanks, Roxy. If we could see those again, there was one.
Let's see.
Yeah, Sue's question. The feelings of shame around burnout is a stigma that holds one back from seeking the help they need to rise above the burnout they're experiencing. Exactly, Sue. Mm-hmm. Spoken as someone who really understands that. And Sandra said, yes, when we get into that spiral of negative emotions, it can seem impossible to get out of it. We're looking down instead of looking up. We can't see the light because we're so encased in that shame, And Cynthia says, oh my gosh, Lisa, igniting leaders in tech. We've been living this cycle for 25 years in tech. Yeah. And if I can offer that beautiful word, ignite, because actually that's our fourth word.
Oh, it is? You guys, I don't even know our words. Oh, that's my favorite word, ignite.
So right? we've had 4 already out of 5, but that's what you do is you ignite that ability to see the light. You ignite the possibilities for leaders and AKA parents, mothers, whoever is leading any
group of
humans.
Yeah.
Teachers, even. I mean, I love the word leadership because it can extract out. I mean, you work with leaders in tech, but you can extract it out to be anyone who leads a group of other humans.
Oh my gosh. I talk to my daughter's teachers all the time. So my daughter's a leader. Your children are leaders. Your partners are. It's your life. You are the leader in your life. I'm going to say it again. Okay.
Please.
You are the leader in your life. And when you give your power away and are looking for external validation, raise your hand. Anybody? Right?
Yeah.
You automatically are in a space of taking away rather than being generative or life-giving. So you are the leader in your life. What matters most is about what matters to you. It's your life. And this is the thing that I think is so important when you talk about burnout, because I lost track of that, right? If you talk about love languages, so for those of you on the call that haven't heard of this, there's basically there's a book called The 5 Love Languages, and there's also the same premise about work, right? About appreciation. How do you want to feel appreciated or validated or seen or witnessed, right? For me, it's words of affirmation. I love it when I get a thank you card. I love it when I get a text. I love it when someone says, hey, good job. That fuels me. I feel seen, right? Other people want quality time. That makes them feel important. So a one-on-one meeting, mom, for me, I call it mommy Emmy time. That's when my daughter and I get together, or date night with my husband, right? Quality time is important. Sometimes it's gifts. People really want to, if you buy them a gift, they feel like, wow, you took your time and you cared about me enough to give me something. So there's 5 of these. Okay, let me just go through it so everyone can identify. Words of affirmation, quality time. There's physical touch. That might be a high five, a handshake at work, right? Not anymore. Fist bump, whatever we're doing now, because nobody's, the last
elbows, knees,
whatever. My sister and I, when we get together, we just kind of shimmy together. We wiggle together. That's what sisters do, right? We get all silly. Okay, I digress. Physical touch was where I was. Words of affirmation, quality time, money, money and gifts. There's another one. This is what happens when you're live. So anyone on here, give me the 5. Let's all participate. We all know, right? So let's have them chat it in. I know, mic drop, right? Okay. So my point of all of this, if you have a love language or at work or at home and it's not being met, guess what happens? Shame. I'm not good enough. What's wrong with me? Self-doubt. Oh my, let's just go there, right? So you're leading your life, doing your best, and you're not getting that need met. And what do? Well, what's wrong with me? Why am I not getting that? And then when it gets more and more, then it's like, they're wrong. Why are they like that? Rah, 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 right? There's not a conversation about it. There's not a moment of reflection about it. It's just this like pull. So if you've got conflict in your life, your love language might not be being met right now,
And
the key to that is having a conversation. It's awareness and having a conversation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that starts when we're babies.
I think exactly.
Like there's no fault here. This is not a fault thing because there's that trigger of shame, right? Yeah. Babies don't get their needs met. They don't think mom's busy, dad's out golfing or whatever. They think, no, there's something wrong with me. What am I not doing that I need to do to get my needs met? And so even from the time that you're, pop out of the womb and you're laying in your crib, those thoughts are created about what's wrong with you. And that,
yeah. I also believe that can lead you to workaholic. For me, that led to workaholic tendencies, right? Yeah. Now my mother's passed on. I love my mother so much, and I wish I knew about these love languages sooner. Because my whole life growing up, I was like, Mom, don't I look tan? I mean, I grew up in Southern California. You can see I am not a tan person. And I didn't like the beach, but I wanted to fit in. So I'd sit outside for like 20 minutes and just want to feel, Mom, don't I look tan? No, honey. Right? Everyone had long hair. My mom was a truth teller, right? Mom, doesn't my hair look longer today? No, honey. So she felt like as a mom, I'm going to make sure that you can always count on me for the truth. Okay. Right? And as a leader, don't we always want to, be transparent? Oh, Cynthia, rocking it. Thank you.
So
Um,
what was the one when we didn't talk about?
I think I talked about all of them, but I didn't track myself. I think I got them
Yeah,
all.
I was going to say, I think we got them on. I love what Kathleen has said
Yeah.
about, can we pop that back up? Incredible mindset shift when we start
Yes.
valuing ourselves and stop feeling guilty about putting on our own oxygen mask first. We can't help others. You can't give from a well that's dry.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really want to make sure in that we get to have that conversation about what to do about that, because if I can do one thing today, I want to give people that, that next right step, which is what I do with, the people that I work with in my business.
So I'm going to ask you to hold that.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I wanted to finish the mom thing because I don't want to leave any mom hanging. Is that okay?
Yeah. Do you want to finish the mom thing and then we'll go to break and then you can give us that?
Perfect.
Okay, awesome.
Because listen, I love my mother, right? But my mom didn't know about the five love languages. My mom didn't understand. My mom just thought I'm being the best mom, right? So I want to say to you, if your love language isn't being met, it's on you to identify what you need and then be explicit about that with whoever you're seeking that from. So what that did for me without this knowledge was I just kept seeking affirmation, words of affirmation. Yes, you're tan. Yes, your hair is long. And what I really wanted to see was, am I good enough? Like fundamentally, I wanted to fit in, right? And I also wanted to be noticed. So she could have said something like, honey, I don't think you're tan. And I'm really, really glad you're not, because that's really bad for your skin. I want to let you know, I think you're beautiful, just as you are, right? Something like that.
And that chokes me up too.
Yeah.
What we value most, and we call something love, like the word love, but love is so many different definitions, and we use it so willingly. Oh, I love that color.
Right.
But really,
coffee,
really what we are looking for is acceptance and acknowledgement. And what you were just saying is all you were desperately seeking as a child were the words that acknowledged that you matter, that you were important, that you were seen, that you were understood, and that you were enough just as you were. Like you didn't need to get more tanned or longer hair or anything. You were acceptable and enough and acknowledged for that. And so I'm going to take just a moment or two. We're going to pop to commercial and then come back and hear more about it. And we'll hear Kathleen's comment again as well, because that was another one of those mic drop moments. So we'll be right back.
Did you know video is the future on content? There are 3 good reasons why video is the future of content. Number 1, videos are often more engaging than simple pictures or music alone. Number 2, it's much easier to tell your story through video. Number 3, because we love to watch video, they go viral much faster. Hey, notice you're still watching right now. See how well it works. Next time we can play your video here instead. Ask me how. Shine online on Talk 4 TV and W4WN Radio.
Well, welcome back. And for anyone who's just popping in, you are listening and watching The Edge of Fulfillment on the Women for Women Network and Talk for TV. And I'm thrilled to have our guest today, Lisa Duerre. And we're talking about all kinds of really deep and wonderful things. So I missed that last comment. So if Roxy, if you can put that one back up. So it's a wonderful way to start my day, says Cynthia. I feel like I'm hanging out with friends for breakfast. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. That is so lovely. And we're so glad to have you here too. It makes such a difference. And before the break, I said that Kathleen's comment was a bit of a mic drop, and that is count on me for the truth. And lots of us are coaches and know coaches and get support from coaches. And that is absolutely, like I said, a mic drop, because that's what we count on coaches for, is to tell us the truth, not gloss it over and make it all nicey. So I've been, the question number 3. So we actually, before the break, talked about word number 5 too. So let me give you word number 5, and then I'll review them all so that people can put them in the chat at the end. So we started off with the word matter, because what we do and how we feel matters. And then we had the word affirm, because that's something that you do so beautifully, Lisa, with people. And the next word was questions. And we ask ourselves deep questions, like, who made that rule?
I love that question. Yes.
I love that question.
Yeah.
And then the 4th word we heard was ignite. And to ignite your passion, ignite that inner being, and so that you can be who you are. And the 5th word we talked about just now was acknowledge, that we all need to be acknowledged. That, for me, the definition of love is being accepted and acknowledged. So those are the 5 words. So you can go ahead and start putting those in the chat, and then we'll put your name in for the draw for the Amazon gift card, and we'll see who wins, and I'll announce that next week. So we were going to focus on what you can do about this sense of shame or burnout or not feeling good enough. And I'd love you to share some ideas with our listeners.
Oh, I'd love to, because this is the magical part, right? And we said we keep it real and we tell the truth. So whose responsibility is it? Yours. It's your life. You are the leader in your life. Now, and when I used to hear that, it would piss me off. Like, are you kidding? They're doing this and blah, blah, and that happened to me. And rah. Listen, I've had it all, okay? I will transition from the mom story to make my point, and then let me give you some things you can do, because I don't just want to like dump it on you and tell you it's yours without telling you how, okay? So we talked about my mom. Mom, am I tan? Is my hair long enough? Blah, blah, blah. Wanting to feel, and then her giving me the truth, right? After she passed away, we were cleaning out her things, and she kept every card I ever gave her. Mm-hmm. She had little notes about things, and I would see a little thing she'd write about me. But I was unpacking some stuff in my house, and I found a note that she wrote me in high school. And it was like, I wish I could have heard it and understood it at the time, because it might have changed my seeking validation and affirmation a little bit more, or at least been able to quantify it. But by the time you're in high school, you think your parents are totally clueless. So, but I kept the letter. So here's the good news. I kept the letter. And it was the message of the letter was, you're amazing. I love you so much. You're going to do great things in this world. I know it's hard right now. I believe in you. It was everything that I was looking for when I was asking about like physical characteristics that you can't really change. Right? So I didn't really set my mom up for success as a young child saying, please validate me. I just went for what I thought was important. So here's the message, right? Here's the message in this story. The clearer you are about what matters to you, and the clearer you are on what's driving your behavior, then you can get into a state of being present in the moment to think about what's the next right thing I can do, right? And that question you ask yourself, it might be, ask your mom in a different way. Tell your mom why you're asking, right? If someone's coming to you and you're feeling shame, like you're never good enough for them, ask, what would make you feel connected right now? What would make our relationship stronger right now? How can I best lean into this in a way that works for you? So it's really either way, whether you're on the receiving end or the wanting end. And this is true at work too. This is so true at work. How many of you right now wish you could have a different schedule? How many of you right now want to take a couple of days off, but don't even want to ask, right? So thinking about what's going to help you be your best, most productive, most engaged person in your life, you're going to have some ideas about work. You're going to have some ideas about home. And if you're not working and your job is looking for a job, guess what? There's a lot of shame in that too. So wherever you are, grab a piece of paper, just put your hand on your heart, 3 deep breaths, It's so powerful. And then just ask yourself, what's not working right now? Don't filter it, right? Do that process. Come back, put your hand on your heart, and then get into a space of such gratitude for what is and write down what is. And then look at that gap and then see, okay, what's the one thing I want to look at right now that would have the biggest impact to be generative and life-giving to my soul, to my company, my team, my family, whatever you want that's not working. What can be life-generating? I'm doing the spiral because, when you're going up, it's more energy, right? So when you do the what's not working and then what you're grateful for, you look for that gap. That's where it starts. And one of the things that really changed for me when I was very clear that I am in severe burnout, not kind of I'm tired, right? I was not functioning. I couldn't find my car. I was angry all the time. It took me forever to make decisions. I wasn't even going to meetings. I was hiding on the phone calls, not even video. I was just barely hanging on. And there's more to this that, you can read about that on me. I talk about it all the time. But for this point, I don't think that story is going to serve us. I'm just going to be very explicit about the prescription that worked for me. And I realized all of the goals I had been setting were basically for external validation, right? When I get the promotion in tech as a non-engineer, I'll be good enough, right? When I get the promotion as a woman in tech, I'll be good enough. And my career blossomed, right? You want to talk about promotions. I can tell you how to get promoted, but guess what? You get the promotion and you still don't feel good. And then the pressure's on because now, I got promoted. I better do more, right? So what I really wanted was to feel valued. What I really wanted was to feel that I was making an impact.
Yeah.
Right. And that's really, I think, why I changed my career. And I stayed in tech. So I burnt out, took a medical leave. I went right back in after my medical leave. I changed it inside because I knew if I just left, I would have such shame and regret because I wouldn't have proven to myself that I could change the game and then also model it for others. So I didn't leave. I went back and I changed and I got really clear how I wanted to feel because the goals that you're chasing, there's feelings underneath you want to feel. Yeah. So if that promotion, right, comes with more travel, more responsibility, more time away from your family, but you want to feel connected to your family, what are you chasing with that promotion? Right? I'm not saying don't have a career. If that's what's really important for you, of course, just be clear and be intentional on the feeling you're chasing so that you can be happy with the results. Right? And so, yes, there are family system imprints. And Lorraine, you're the counselor. I'm not. I've been in therapy pretty much my whole life. I'm a huge fan of, mental health support as well as physical health support. What I can tell you is what I know on my own journey. When you can get clear on the feelings you're chasing, it's kind of like, holy crap, no wonder I'm feeling this way. If I want to feel ease, why do I keep taking on the most innovative projects without the resources? That's not ease.
Yeah.
Right? But it might mean I don't overcommit on the weekend.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I feel like we're on such a roll and we have so limited time left.
Yeah.
But thank you, Lisa. That message has gone out. That message will be heard. I mean, these videos live on forever virtually. Mm-hmm. And I want to thank you for sharing your story and thank you for sharing the strategies that people can start with. Mothers, teachers, any kind of leader can start with if they're feeling overwhelmed or feeling burned out or feeling tired or whatever it is. And I want to thank all of our viewers and our listeners for being here today on the Edge of Fulfillment. And Joy, thank you for your takeaway from the conversation. Awesome to have you here at the Edge of Fulfillment. And we are here every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on W4W N.com and Talk for TV. And Lisa, it has been such a joy. I will have to have you on the show again because there's so much richness here. And we explored some deep questions. We played a little bit with the ideas for how to make, moments meaningful. And we shared some really precious time here. I really enjoyed it and so powerful. Thank you, Cynthia, for reflecting that. And we can start to understand what's possible and, how we can shift our perspective. And Yeah, so remember to drop those 5 special words that you heard throughout the show into the chat so that we can do the draw and see who wins the contest. And or if you're listening on radio, you can't drop them in a chat. So go ahead and email support@headheartsynergy.com with the word contest in the subject line so that I can pick them out more easily. And I want to remind you that there is a quiz available. It's brand new, so that we'll give you the web address for that. And the quiz is about what's the number one element that would improve your life satisfaction score. There are 4 elements that I have researched and found can improve our life satisfaction. But take the quiz and see what your number one element is that's missing. And then I'll send you a report with some ideas about how you can incorporate that. And if you want to come play with some like-minded people, you're more than welcome to join Mindfully Moving Forward on Facebook. And we are totally out of time. So at this point, I want to say thank you. And this is it. This is your midlife awakening, your opportunity to mindfully move forward beyond the edge of fulfillment. See you next week. Thanks, everyone. Bye,
Thanks,
Lisa.
everybody. Mm-hmm.
Bye for now.